And then there's a cat, a dog, a horse, and a dolphin. Meow. All right. So yes. Hey everybody, this is Kyle Sasser, and this is episode 28 of Great Things Tampa Bay. And today we're doing a interview with SOAR, which is a wonderful animal rescue organization here, and you'll learn all the details inside the interview, so be sure to stay tuned. And also we have an event coming up here in the Tampa Bay area called Give Day Tampa Bay, and lots of great charities of which SOAR is a part. We'll be taking part in Give Day, so be sure to give it a listen so you can find out how to contribute. And we will also be putting information in the show notes as well, so feel free to check there as well. So anyway, without further ado. Hey everybody, this is Kyle Sasser, and I'm here with Stephen Bennett and Sharon Donnelly of SOAR, which is the Suncoast Organized Animal Relief Organization. And they are a nonprofit organization located here in Tampa Bay. And we'll get to exactly what they do in a little bit, but they help out a lot of furry folks. Just to give them a little bit of an introduction here, Stephen has spent 25 years in local rescue efforts. Stephen also used to own Top Dog Grooming, Boarding, and Photography, where he would take professional photos of pups and kittens and I'm sure other strange and wonderful beasts.
Yes.
And he's currently the SOAR CEO, or is that right? Or
CEO, right. Executive Director of SOAR.
All right, there we go. Executive Director of SOAR. And then Sharon Donnelly. She is currently a teacher at Plato
Academy
in
St. Pete.
And she teaches math and science there. Don't ask her any English questions.
No, because I'll flub it up. So.
Yep. She also has been part of some Susan B. Komen fundraisers and has spent 15 years involved in nonprofits in the area.
Correct.
And they both have very big hearts, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So without further ado, Stephen and Sharon, if you could just give us a little bit of information on SOAR, what the overall mission is, and then we'll get into the nuts and bolts here.
Sure. Well, thank you for having us here today, Kyle. SOAR, we're very excited about. We're about 2.5 years old, and as you said, it's SOAR, Suncoast Organized Animal Relief. We are a 501c3 nonprofit here in the Tampa Bay area. We cover the Suncoast, so we cover Pinellas County, Hillsborough County, Manatee, Sarasota, Bradenton, Ruskin, the beaches. So it's a large area. It covers about 4 million people. So we've been mainly focusing on St. Petersburg for our first couple of years. We are starting to branch out a little bit now and heading across the bay a little bit and up north up here. What we do is we're a little different because we don't take in the rescue animals like most of the organizations here. We actually are trying to be an umbrella organization. We are there for those that are in the front lines rescuing the animals, dogs, cats, feral animals, birds, horses. We are also here for our sea life, which is a big part of our organization, and that includes doing beach cleanups in the area, and we have a lot of problems with pollution in our waters here. So
that we do. So what sort of help do you specifically provide to some of the shelters and citizens here?
So as a nonprofit, we know that nonprofits can have a challenge with resources, whether it's volunteers, dollars, donations. So we're here to support other nonprofits. There can be peaks and valleys. We want to be able to make that more consistent for all the nonprofits so they can reach out to us and we can go ahead and provide what they might need or direct them to the sources that they might need as well.
All right. And such as like what would be an example of?
Food. So if they're running low on food, they've gotten additional adoptions in and they don't have enough food to take in those 15 pit bulls, we'll go ahead and donate the food.
Okay.
If they need additional resources, we could do fundraising and go ahead and hook up with what they might need for those resources.
Okay.
We have helped out with medical bills. We've helped out with, and it's not just organizations, it's individuals in the Bay Area too. We've had a lot of people now that we're getting our name out there have been contacting us, finding out about us. So we have several people who have maybe war veterans. We have a cancer patient who has 5 rescue cats and cannot afford to to take care of them, feed them, and supply kitty litter, which is expensive. So we've been providing that free of charge to them. The other thing a lot of people don't realize in the Bay Area, everybody knows the major rescue organizations. They see them, but they aren't aware. A lot of people aren't aware that we have hundreds of smaller rescue organizations here that really fly by the seat of their pants. They are self-funded. They don't have a location, so the animals are all fostered among many, many people. So sometimes they'll take in. We had a rescue recently we provided food for that took in 56 dogs, I believe.
So we adopted our cats from Friends of Strays, which I always thought of as like a smaller place, but probably it's actually one of the larger ones.
It used to be smaller, and they have grown and leaps and bounds. They've gotten the same with Suncoast Animal League. They have started out very small with one little room with a few cats in it, and now they have some of the largest fundraisers in the area, and they take in a lot of animals.
My wife still likes to just go there just to see the cats that they have, and I'm like, no.
I can't do that. I can't do that because
I was like, we don't need another one.
Somebody's coming home with me if I go there.
So what we have realized, there's a lot of big hearts out there. Sometimes their pocketbook just can't afford what they're trying to do from their hearts.
So basically, your role is to fill the gaps, basically.
Right, and we knew that when you're on the front lines and you're taking in the rescue animals, it's a lot of work. It is an immense amount of work, and it's 24/7. We knew we could do more and wanted to do more by saying, let's help all of these organizations. There's so many that need help, so let's go that route, and we can raise money for them for vet care. We're starting to meet with vets now, and then trying to do some kind of partnering for lower vet bills and for rescues. We've been providing a lot of food, thousands and thousands of pounds of food for different rescue organizations, as well as our eventful hurricane season last year. In 2017, we sent food to Houston, supplies and food. We sent food to South Florida. We did even send some money to Puerto Rico for their animals as well. A couple of years ago, West Virginia, when they had the major flooding there, we filled a U-Haul, along with two other rescues. We filled a U-Haul in a short amount of time, and two young ladies drove it up to West Virginia for the animal shelters up there.
So if you could take us through and tell us how you got started with SOAR, how you started it up.
SOAR came about, it kind of morphed out of a couple of disappointments, things that didn't happen. I was, in 2004, I was working on a book for charity called Lifestyles of the Rich and Furry. It was a celebrity pet interview book, and it's as yet unfinished, but through that book I came across, started working with a lot of rescue organizations out in LA and in New York, and started seeing a lot of the more famous rescue organizations, the Hollywood Humane Society, Actors and Others for Animals. And from the proceeds of the book, what I was going to do was open up a place called the Paw House Ranch, and it would be for any kind of animal. It didn't matter, be able to go there, whether it was horses, dogs. I would focus a lot on elderly dogs that get taken to shelters and they're put down because of their age. Nobody wants to adopt them. So it would be a place for them to go out and live the rest of their life. And I liked that idea and was hoping to start in many other cities. And that was part of the dream. So again, when the economy fell apart, that got put on the back burner. And then the years started going by, and I started thinking how time-consuming taking all the animals in is, and how I've worked on the front line of rescue for a lot of years. So I thought I want to do more. I want to do something on a bigger scale that will help a lot more animals. So from that, it morphed into let's help all the organizations that are already there.
Yeah, let's help the helpers.
Yes, exactly.
I like it.
The front line.
I like it. Sharon, how did you get involved?
Well, two things that are very close to me are kids and animals. And certainly when Stephen approached me about SOAR, I knew his passion for animals already. So I thought, wow, how can I get into this with the educational part and the awareness? I thought, well, I can get that message out there both for children and help animals as well. I'll say it, I said on math and science, right? Help animals as well. So that's really how I got into it also.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Canada. It keeps
okay.
slipping out.
Yeah,
There you go. I can say about house and all that fun stuff if you want me to.
But I have to interject and just say that several people were interested in coming on board, and I had one person in mind right off the bat. It was Sharon, because of her compassion and with charities of all different kinds and with animals. And I knew, doing something on this scale that we're doing, I needed to surround myself with really, really good people. So Sharon Donnelly and
He's making me blush.
it's all true, and it's all, I couldn't have come this far. SOAR would not be here without her. So, and another one is we just have been trying to get on board from the beginning is Sandra Moody Green, who isn't here today, but she's another board member and has been volunteering from day one and put a lot of heart, blood, sweat, and tears into it. So
that's good
to acknowledge her as well.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, so what do you see SOAR? Where do y'all see SOAR going in the next 5 years?
We have a big goal, but one that we can accomplish with all your help.
I like big goals. Let me hear it.
Okay, pet food bank in the St. Pete area to start out with, because as we know, there's a lot of folks that cannot help out their animals, and our drive right now is fundraising and raising those resources so that we can have a pet food bank for those individuals that are down or out, or having those ups and they can help us out, or having those downs and they can come get food if necessary.
And it is a very large thing, because people don't realize a lot of these organizations like Meals on Wheels and wonderful organizations, and for the feeding for the veterans and the homeless, these people, a lot of them have animals, therapy dogs, just animals that are comforting to them, that are really getting them through day to day. We know the power of animal companionship, and a lot of these people are giving their food, part of their food, to their animals because they can't afford to feed them. They don't want to give them up to a shelter, but they give them part of their food. So SOAR will also hope to work with a lot of these organizations where we'll provide food for them to take along with the food for the humans, to take it with the animals as well. But people will be able to come to our food bank, get supplies. Other rescues will be able to come, individuals. And there's a lot of, it's not just food. There's these rescue organizations, they need bleach and towels and all kitty litter and things that people don't think about every day. So we will hopefully be able to provide all of this, and we're very proud that we have not had to say no yet in 2.5 years. Everybody that's come to us, we have found a way. If we didn't have it, we got it. So so far, we hope to really expand on that big time.
That's good. I'm sure that. I mean, that has to make you feel really good. It's impressive. It's impressive.
When they show
I'm smiling big if you can't tell.
When they show up and we meet up with them, we'll get a meeting place, especially if they're coming from far away, and we'll show up and with truckloads full of food and supplies or whatever, and the tears flow on both sides. And they start crying. We're like, I had a woman the other day that had a 5-month-old pit bull in the back of her car, and she has 2 cats as well, and she had money stolen from her, had no money for the rest of the month, so that was her food money for the animals. So I showed up and gave her about SOAR gave her about a 4 month supply of food for the dogs and the cats. So that's awesome. And the dog jumped out of the front seat, came around to the back, and she said the dog doesn't go to anybody. It had been abused, and came over and did start licking my hand, and then jumped up in the back of her car where all the dog food was, and was just the tail wagging, and then she got all choked up, and I'm sitting there getting all choked up. It happens almost every time.
Very rewarding. I'm sure you're just like, here we go again. All right, so 5 years, food bank.
Absolutely.
Well, that's coming much sooner. That's we're almost there. We are, but we want to open more than one. This one's going to be based in St. Petersburg. We're just probably a few $1,000s away from being able to start scouting out a location. So we're very close, which is why our fundraisers are incredibly important. Yeah,
and listeners, don't worry. We're going to get to the how you can help at the end of the episode. So just stay tuned. I know a lot of y'all are probably like, how do I help out on this thing? Just be patient. Just be patient.
So start off with one location. Make sure that we can consistently provide for that one location, and then spread out where the need is needed.
Absolutely. Yeah, mastery of one, and then expand.
So we rolled SOAR out very slowly. We the general impulse was to get it out there and to go to all the media right off the bat, and we held off. We didn't want to go and say this is what we want to do. We wanted to go and have some accomplishments under our belt. So we wanted to say we've done this, and now we have done beach cleanups in the area. We have provided food for a lot of rescue organizations as well as individuals.
Yeah.
We are working on programs to implement into schools to teach children about the importance of educating them about animal abuse, about the littering and all the litter and
Good
garbage.
ownership.
Yeah, proof of concept is very important.
Exactly.
Important.
So we're almost there with the pet food, our first one. So we're incredibly excited about that, and that's
congratulations! Definitely, it's
thank
a big,
you very much, Kyle.
it's a big undertaking. All right, so y'all have gotten some praise with specifically your marketing efforts and specifically your logo.
Yeah, isn't my shirt awesome?
It's the
You can see
logo.
my shirt or our logo.
People that see it love it. They want it. We will be having when the pet food bank and office open. We will be having. We have T-shirts now available. We will be having caps and mugs and things that will. 100% of the proceeds will go.
So who designed the logo?
Jeff Downs from 454 Design, I believe, is and he.
Yeah, we'll give him a little shout out.
He
It's
did
good
an
work.
amazing job, and he did it for practically nothing, and it was a lot of work actually. And we gave him an idea, and he ran with it and did an amazing job on it, as you can see. And people love the logo. It stands out. We've had
It encompasses what we're trying to do because it's got a big heart covering all different types of animals.
Yep, and looking at the logo, so it's got the word SOAR, and then there's a heart with some feathers, like some wings around it.
because we also take care of birds. We are going to be working with bird sanctuaries as.
Yep, and then there's a cat, a dog, a horse, and a dolphin. So definitely thank you to what was the name again?
Jeff Downs.
Definitely thank you to Jeff Downs. So you're a few $1,000s away from reaching your goal for the food bank.
Right.
How can people help?
They can go to, there's a big event coming up called Give Day Tampa Bay. It'll be coming up very shortly. Early donating will start April 17th. May 1st is the big day. It will be...
But it goes on all year long.
You can donate all year long. But they last year, for instance, they raised $1.7 million in 24 hours.
Wow. Okay.
So it was very impressive. And then that amount grew during the year because smaller amounts would come in. But that one day, you will see hundreds and hundreds of restaurants in the Bay Area participating, sponsoring these organizations. So when you go on to giveday.org, it will have different categories. So there's many different categories. From ours will be listed under animals. So if you click on animals, then scroll to SOAR, you'll see the logo. It'll be SOAR, Suncoast Organized Animal Relief.
There's also a real quick way. If you go on the search, that great magnifying glass, just type in SOAR and it'll take us right to that.
to it. There you go.
And dear listeners, we'll be putting a direct link in the show notes.
even
So
better.
take a look there. I'll make it
There
even
we go.
easier for everyone.
We are getting the word out in social media, and this is our first year, so we're thrilled to be a part of it this year. We've been trying for a couple of years to get in, and we are this year, and it's very heavily promoted in all media around Tampa Bay. It's getting larger and larger every year, so
It's good stuff.
so this could put us over the top for the money we need.
So does somebody need to go and give $1,000 or what sort of donation?
It's a minimum $5 donation, and then there's you can make a custom amount, so any amount you want. You can do a monthly amount that you can have it deducted every month. You can just do a one-time gift of, I think it says 5, 25, 50, 75, 100, or custom, and you can make it
So
$5.
it's cumulative. Every bit helps. Cumulative from
Yes,
5
and
to whatever you can.
Is that we're thrilled, and there's on a side note, there's over $50,000 in prize money for things like creative organizations, what you do to raise the money, creative ways. We're thinking about doing a kissing booth,
Yeah, kissing puppy.
kissing puppy booth.
Oh man!
And many other ways too as well. But there's whoever has the most unique users, the most visitors. It doesn't mean the most money, just the most users that go on. So it could be tons of $5 givers, and if we have the most, then we could get a $5,000 prize on top of it, additional.
Yeah.
So help us out too. So you
Yes,
can help us in so many
So if you
ways.
want to have the biggest impact on animals, donate to the umbrella organization that helps all of the other organizations.
We would
Well
greatly
said,
appreciate it, and more
well said,
importantly, the
sir,
animals greatly appreciate it. The need is great.
All right. So before we head on out here, what one thing do you wish people would know or do regarding animals?
All right, I'll try not to stand on my soapbox too long, but
stand up, sister.
education and awareness. It's very heartbreaking every time I see that somebody gives up an animal because they just didn't do their homework as a teacher, and it just takes a few minutes to really understand what commitment it takes, what dedication to have this lifelong friend. So don't give up on them. Research first. Understand the commitment that it's going to take, and then you'll have this beautiful friend for the rest of your life instead of giving one up. Yeah. So that's my pet peeve. Okay.
And I'm really on board with that big time because it just drives me insane. But there's so many different areas too. We didn't really touch very much on the sea life, but we for the most part live on an island in Tampa Bay, a beautiful, beautiful island for the most part, and it's beautiful waters. But we're failing as a society. Our dolphins, our manatees, sea turtles, our fish are filled with cigarette butts and plastic bags and plastic straws, and they're dying in very large numbers. There's a lot of pollution in the water, and we need to do better, and we can. And we've been doing a lot of beach cleanups, and we would love volunteers to join us, to come out and join us on them. We do them every few months or so. We partner with Keep Canals Beautiful, a great organization as well, and they've shown us how to do it, and we're doing it. So
I love it. So that takes us to kind of our lead out here. So if somebody wants to help and they're eager to get out there, they're eager to donate, they want to help with the beach cleanup, what's the best way for them to get into contact with you or to know when your next events are?
So glad you asked that, and there's going to be a link there too, www.flsoar.org. You can go ahead and check out our calendar of events where you can either volunteer or help us raise funds by participating or doing the beach cleanups. But if you log on to our website, then you can go ahead and check out where you can be the most effective for you and for us as well.
And if you do go on our Facebook page, the first time you go on, it's Suncoast, 2 words, Organized Animal Relief, and that will bring up our very cool logo, and then you can follow us through there, and we do many, many events every month, fun things from drag queen bingo, skating nights we're going to be having, painting with a twist, events at the dog bar in St. Pete, all over. We just do a lot of fun.
A personal favorite of mine, dog bar.
Yes, the dog bar. We've all...
And they've been wonderful for us.
And people can also call us at 727-318-2377 if they want to ask us where to send a check, if they want to ask how they can help that particular week or month, what we have coming up, they can do that as well. And we'll be happy to speak with them and
perfect. So is there any particular help that you need that... Like, what is there anything that you kind of always need?
Always seems like cat food and cat litter.
Cat litter, because there are so many dogs seem to get the majority of the attention, and cat litter is expensive. So a lot of these organizations really need, and the individuals as well, need cat litter. It seems like we're always short on that, and cat food more than even dog food, but. We take it all in, and once the pet food bank opens, we
will need
we
it
take
all.
as much as you can give.
And to keep appraised of the food bank, just go to the website, and there will be eventually. It's still work in progress.
Right, it's close. It's been that's been our goal from the beginning, is to open the first one, and that's what we've been working at for 2.5 years.
Perfect. So the website was www.flsoar.org. There's links in the show notes to both the website and the Facebook page, whichever you want to go to, dear listener. So yeah,
that's awesome.
Is there anything else that you wish I would have asked today?
Pause. 1 second. We do have. There's a large problem in the Tampa Bay and in every city and town, especially big cities, but all over. You drive to any mobile home park, and there's so many of them here, and you see the cats just running out from underneath the mobile homes. All over the feral cat population is tremendous in this area. You can go to any industrial area over in Tampa. I went to a Boston Terrier rescue event years ago, and I walked outside and looked down this little ravine, and it was water, dirty water flooding with gas puddles on top of it, everything like that. And there were cats, a lot of cats coming out of the sewer and drinking out of this water. And that's all over the Bay Area and the further east. And
do we have like an active spay and neuter?
Yeah, there are organizations, and we are going to be posting them very shortly on the website as well. by the time you're listening to this, they should hopefully already be there. You can go online and you can Google that as well. But there's many catch and release programs that are trying to at least stop the population flow, and that's really where it begins. You really got to stop it at that. And people just think it's only cats. It's not. If you go over to areas like Waimama and
there's feral dogs running around.
There's many areas with a lot of feral dogs, and there's an area over towards Winter Haven where I could drive over there. There's a lot of Chihuahuas running around, a lot of them.
A Chihuahua herd.
And, there are, and it's sad because the
No, it's a visual. I can understand that.
It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny.
There's a lot of them. I mean, you see them and they're hanging down. They've had so many litters of puppies, and we have a coyote problem as well. So a lot of people's animals are being attacked by coyotes. As well, so
it's true. I didn't believe it until somebody showed me a picture, because I live on Shore Acres, which is it's an island. So I was like, it's probably just a ugly looking dog, but no, it was actually a coyote.
One actually broke into our back porch and ripped a metal bar up and ripped through the screen and attacked our cat.
Yikes!
It was on the back porch, and the cat had to be put down. So. They do come out late, 3, 4 in the morning, and they go onto back porches, and they're scavengers.
And I know I was in a community up in Largo for my real estate, and I was in the office talking with a lady, and she pulls out this little metal cylinder. She's like, "Hey, check that out." And I look at it, and there's like this scraggly gray fur on it. And I was like, "Is this like a tranquilizer dart?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "We had a coyote in here up like the north end of Lake Seminole." She's like, "We had a coyote in here. We had to have the game commissioner or whatever come out. They tranquilized it and they transported it, the frostproof or wherever."
And she kept the tranquilizer.
Yeah, it's there on her desk. Well, thank you so much, Stephen and Sharon. Thank you for coming out. And
Thank you.
Thank you, Kyle, very much. We appreciate it, and on behalf of the animals and the sea life, they appreciate it. So,
meow. All right. So check out the show notes and see how you can help the great folks at SOAR.
Yay.
We appreciate it.
And now, here is your fact. There are more fake flamingos in the world than there are real flamingos. All right, everybody. Hope you enjoyed listening to us, put a round in for the record books there. Today we're being played out by Carlos Strong again, and this song is called Apologize. Before we get to that, though, I would like to invite you to come over to the website, greatthingstb.com. And we got some really good stuff over there. In addition to the show notes, we also have some forums and community that allows me to more directly interact with you. And we can have a conversation back and forth. You can recommend things to me. You can talk with other listeners, and give recommendations and all that stuff. I know some people prefer Facebook for that sort of stuff, but honestly, a lot of the changes that they have put into place the last few months has really hindered the discussion groups and all that, which I would also be more than happy to talk about with anybody. I'm also a local realtor. So if you're looking for a great home in Tampa Bay, I'd be more than happy to help you out with that. You can reach out to me via email. My email is Kyle, Kyle, at greatthingstb.com. And I'm over here at Keller Williams, good group of folks. If you have any questions or comments about the episode, please just come on by the website, leave us a message. And again, playing us out here is Carlos Strong, Apologize. And I got to say, this is really one of my favorite ones that's been submitted so far. This one really was really, really good. And I'm actually looking and hoping to interview them soon. Just, very good work. So anyway, hope you enjoy.